spectacular explosion, a volcano in Jackson, it's true. Could what has happened in Iceland occur in Mississippi? You could imagine it being just like the destruction of Pompeii in this densely populated area. Iceland became the focus of many this past week as one of its many volcanoes erupted. Photos and videos mesmerize as they show fountains of lava spewing from the ground and thick plumes of smoke rising into the air. It's also an event that is causing concern. Thousands of people have been evacuated from the Reykjanes Peninsula in southwest Iceland and have had their lives upended by the fiery event. Could this happen in Mississippi? After all, it's home to several volcanoes, and one sits right under Jackson. The Jackson Dome, or the effects of the uplift from the Jackson volcano, are widespread beneath the Jackson metro area, said James Starnes of the Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality's Office of Geology. It is centered beneath downtown Jackson, but stretches from Ridgeland to Richland and from Clinton to Flowood and Pearl. At the apex is downtown Jackson, centered about where the fairgrounds are now and the Jackson Coliseum. Starnes said the volcano was first discovered in the 1800s during geologic surveys. In the 1900s, deep drilling brought up warm water and volcanic rock. He said the top of it sits about 4,000 feet underground. It probably last erupted toward the end of the Cretaceous period, which ended roughly 66 million years ago. At that time, the volcano would have towered over an island, as most of what is now Mississippi was underwater, Starnes said. So what would happen if the Jackson volcano erupted today? Well, let's just say trash collection and drinking water would no longer be at the forefront of the city's problems. The volcanic eruption on land would be dramatically different than the ones once at sea for the Jackson volcano, Starnes said. The immediate effects of such an eruption would be devastating for the environment, not just in the Jackson metro area, but would affect the entire region, with thick clouds and blankets of volcanic ash and toxic gases in the atmosphere. You could imagine it being just like the destruction of Pompeii in this densely populated area. The volcanic rock pushing through the geologic layers on the way towards the surface would push the land around it up, and volcanic intrusion into the local geology would likely devastate the groundwater resources in the vicinity as well. The existence of an ancient volcano below Jackson is fairly well known, but it isn't the only one in the state. Others quietly lie below the surface of an area most closely associated with the blues, agriculture, and big white-tailed deer. Because this is a hotspot type of volcanism, there are others associated with it, Starnes said. Here in Mississippi, there is a volcanic island complex in the Mississippi Delta region called the Monroe-Sharkey Uplift by geologists. It consists of Panther Burn Dome, Midnight Dome, Carey Dome in Mississippi, and Epps Dome across the river in Louisiana. These were first explored by oil and gas exploration companies in the 1930s, as the presence of some sort of structures were evident from early remote sensing surveys. The idea of volcanoes sitting below the surface may seem menacing, but according to Starnes, the odds of them erupting again just aren't very good. Starnes said the volcanoes in our area are thought to be part of the Bermuda Hotspot, which is a chain of volcanoes. Over time, the volcanoes of Mississippi and their source of magma have drifted apart. So they aren't the threat they once were in the days when dinosaurs roamed the land and mosasaurs ruled the seas. People are wise to buy flood insurance and even earthquake insurance in parts of Mississippi today to safeguard their properties from the threat of natural disasters, Starnes said. I imagine it would be advisable for buying asteroid insurance before purchasing volcano insurance today here in Mississippi, if there is even such a thing being offered. Starnes jokingly added, But if we were here living on the tropical islands of Jackson and Midnight during the late Cretaceous, it would be an absolute must to get volcano insurance in addition to dinosaur protection for your home and property.